According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Aha.
May I
Das ist
ask?
so ein richtiger Schläger, Joe.
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
Ah, hauen Sie ab, sagt er. Also,
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I found. And it pays well, too.
A job?
Du wirst bezahlt.
So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Ah ja, die Boot Boys haben dich angestellt. Oh.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's
fressen und
just
gefressen
the law
werden.
of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Ah ja. Ach, das ist natürlich auch ein interessanter Hinweis. Ich krieg direkt von beiden, sie waren befreundet. Das sag ich bei beiden direkt, jawohl. Der Barrett hat sogar, warte mal, wo sind sie denn? Barrett und Joe hier oben. Da ist sogar noch ein Mittelsmann, den wir noch nicht kennen. Boah, der ist 3400, 2900, Stufe 4. Alter, die geben Punkte. Kann ich noch was Persönliches fragen? Nein, dann...
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane. Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Er wollte ja sogar... Also an dieser, die Dorothy ist eigentlich recht gut angesehen.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Nur der Händler, der was er sonst in ihre Medizin nicht verkaufen darf zu überteuerten Preisen, der ist da nicht so zufrieden damit. So gesehen. So, da haben wir hier eine Frau und hier den Blut. Da oben ist der Pastor. Da reden wir doch. Alter, wie viele Leute hier sind.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry,
Ach, das ist
I'm
der
new to
Reporter.
Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Er kennt mich. Kann ich schon hier suchen in London?
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
Das ist natürlich blöd. Okay, Stream läuft noch, schaut alles gut aus, ja. Sorry, falls ich kurz einen Ruckler gab.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Jo, Hinweis. Hätten wir jetzt die Zeitungen, die Wahrheit über die Situation in Whitechapel drucken. Ja, das ist doch toll. Prinzipiell.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Okay.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on.
Ah ja.
People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
Ja, das macht Sinn. Ah,
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Ja. Oh, er ist auf Stufe 4, aber Also ihn werde ich auf jeden Fall schonen, den Reporter, der...
Have you any idea of the
Aber
danger
er
you
kommt
face in
blöd.
these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
Nein. Boah, was nehme ich da jetzt? Rationale Erklärung, mein rationales wurde erschüttert oder es liegt bloß eine Epidemie? Boah, das ist mies, er hat auch Erschöpfung. Also ich muss auf jeden Fall einen Haufen Medizin machen. Aber es liegt
I'm
bloß eine
convinced there
Epidemie.
is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Also wir kriegen jetzt so einen Hinweis.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
Mich
I'm a
interessiert das
doctor, Mr.
Gesundheitswesen.
Darby. I care about everything involving
Also
public
Dorothy will ich
health
jetzt
and
nicht
this
dranhängen, dass er
Are you
dafür
sure you're not
hier
just
Infos
concerned about the
verbreitet. Wenn sie gratis
repercussions that a
Medizin
scandal
rausgibt, ist
involving a
schon...
certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
Keine
He has
Frage.
no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring
Yeah.
verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Ah,
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
okay. Ja, okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Okay, das war schon nur Darby. Lizardcott ist da hinten mit dem Brief muss ich finden. Jetzt hier oben mit dem Pater kann ich erstmal reden.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan
Laden
Reed,
gibt's Gericht.
and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Ach du Scheiße. Will ich mit dem wirklich reden? Alter Schwede. Ja, du hast es wert. Ist es
What do
schlecht
you
um
mean
mich?
when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I
Das
know?
auf jeden Fall.
Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Ich
Well,
höre.
I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic.
Ja, definitiv.
But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Er spricht von den Vampiren.
Really? And
Ja,
what would be
weiter
your
zuhören.
answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Okay.
Cleansing fire.
Cleansing Tobias will die Epidemie mit Feuer drängen. Ja, willst du die Stadt niederbrennen? Das will ich fast gar nicht sagen, wenn nicht, dass ich da noch was Blödes sagt, von wegen, ich bin hier Vampir, du wirst mich reinigen.
Tell
Genau.
me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Er hört sich halt echt voll nach einem Feuerteufel an. Die Wischer, also wo ziehen sie die Grenze? Will jemand sagen, wo ziehen sie
Purification
die
by
Grenze?
fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son,
Okay.
if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Naja. Also der mag auf jeden Fall hier unseren Kollegen nicht. Der hat das Joseph Larrabee, der Vikar von St. Mary's, einen falschen Glauben predigt. Ja. Er hat auch keine Beziehung. Komm,
What do you
wenn
mean
ich ihn jetzt eh
when
schon
you say
beleidigt
that I
habe,
am
dann...
more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Nein. Jetzt bin ich schon wieder hier. Komm.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition.
Okay.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No,
Ah ja.
but I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Okay, wer?
Where did you send him?
Wohin?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Aha. Der Heilige Kreuzzug, neue Untersuchung.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Okay.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy
was
Crane
unsere Schwester
from the Pembroke
Dorothy?
Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Ach, du magst sie nicht. Warum denn?
Why
Weshalb
do you
hast du
hate
die
Nurse
Dorothy?
Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Aha. Oh, Doris. Die wir neu hinter hast. Sie war eine geheime Widerstandskämpferin. Okay.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Na, es war noch eine andere Zeit. Okay,
I have
auf
heard enough
Wiedersehen.
for tonight. Goodbye.
Von dem habe ich gehört. Ich habe da noch zwei. Hier, Nisserkot muss ich und den Briefkasten muss ich finden. Das hier oben ist der Nisserkot, glaube ich. Hier hinten ist der Briefkasten. Ich habe hier aber auch... Da ist ein Unterschlupf. Okay. Erstmal das Barrett Lewis und Joe Peterson, ja. Wo ist denn die Frau hin, die hier noch war? Kacke. Was ist mit dem Fahrrad? Ne, ist die Frau weg. Da vorne. Mit der würde ich schon auch gerne noch reden. Guten Tag, die Dame.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor.
Okay.
Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Naja. Christina Popper ist... Oh, mit Clayton. Hier steht mit Clayton in Zusammenhang. Okay. Wir haben beide Erschöpfung. Erschöpfung ist sehr stark vertreten.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Okay.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen.
Ah,
Right
ja.
now, I need money. That's what's important.
Okay. Okay.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time.
Ah ja.
Until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Aha.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Okay. Ja, sie scheint das sehr, soll ich sagen, zynisch.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no
Was
interest
willst
in
du
your
denn, Geld
work.
mit dir zu reden?
I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
Ah ja. Sie können keinen anderen Job finden und deswegen ist, Ding. Prostituiert geworden. Arbeit zu finden, in der Nähe
I
verurteilt sie
always
nicht.
thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Okay.
Do you
Was
know
war's dann
Nurse
für
Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu.
Ah,
She
okay.
came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Ah, schau, die hat sogar wirklich nützliche Infos. Ich habe jetzt den richtigen Namen
Goodbye,
von
miss.
Dorothy.
Take care of yourself as best you can.
Oh, die war durchaus hilfreich jetzt. So. Wir haben 2000 XP. Wir wollen jetzt erst zu unserem, da zu dem Unterschlupf.
We can sort it out, right? It's not my call, Barrett. You
Die
pay one way
beiden.
or another. Please, Joe. How long have we known each other?
Ah, hier ist die Kerrigan.
Maybe it's time to see if this Christina is still working nearby.
Das ist Loretta. Ist hier der Unterschlupf? Ja, Schon der Unterschlupf jetzt hier, oder? Schlinge. Toter, okay, der Ring. Zigarettenetwies. Noch ein Toter. Oh, das schaut nach so einem Ding aus. Jetzt wieder raus. Ich glaube, das ist nicht der Unterschlupf. Halt, da hat noch was geleuchtet. Ist auf jeden Fall der Heavy Loot hier. Scheint jetzt auch keiner mehr zu sein. Ah, Unterschlupf freischaltet, doch. Da ist ein Haufen Loot noch. Hier haben wir eine Werkbank. Da geht's raus. Okay, okay. Okay, dann können wir hier pennen und leveln. Wir haben 2000 EP wieder. Ganz viel neues Zeug freigeschaltet. So, was benutzen wir am meisten? 1300 kostet es durch 50 Heilung mehr. Was macht das? Das macht 190 Damage, macht 240 Damage mehr. Natürlich auch der Großdurst. Den habe ich schon hart gepusht, dass ich viel mehr Blut hole. Das kostet nur 600 die nächste Stufe. Das ist durchaus eine Option. Ja, das ist mir alles nicht so. Ultis sind noch gelockt. Stufe 10 benötigt. Oh, warte mal, ich bin Stufe 9. Wie viel kostet so eine Ulti? 1000. So, da brauche ich 1000 für eine Ulti. Für eine Ulti. Was ist das hier? Erhöht die Kapazität. Das ist natürlich auch nice. Kostet aber 600 die nächste Stufe. 6 und 6 ist 12, ist 1200, kann ich mir die Ulti nicht mehr leisten. Ich muss irgendwas wie 300er. Erhöht die Ausdauer, ist geil. Was ist das hier? Ah, erhöht die Gesundheit. Was ist das? So, dann nehme ich. Dann booste ich die Blutkapazität. Und die Ausdauer. Ach so, und die Ulti kann ich jetzt trotzdem noch nicht skillen, weil ich noch nicht Stufe 10 bin. Stealth könnte ich jetzt natürlich auch noch boosten. Dann geht einfach nur die Cooldown runter, aber nicht die Kosten. Ah. Die Heilung. Die kostet 1,3, das kann ich mir nicht leisten. Spiel kostet 2000 für die nächste Stufe. Alter Schwede. Das habe ich eh nicht benutzt. Das bestätigen wir jetzt einfach mal. Dann heben wir uns einfach ein bisschen was auf. Warum sind wir jetzt immer noch Stufe 9? Ja, okay. Aber egal. An der Stelle würde ich sagen, sind wir fertig für heute. Sage ich, haut's rein. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Servus.